Hey guys, it's Peyton, and today it looks like we're off to the start of a new reading vlog. Who would have known? I don't know. And today's vlog is going to be all about reading 100 pages a day. I've always wanted to do this vlog, and I feel like it's something that I've done in a week quite a few times, like when I'm really in a reading mood. Like, it's definitely something I've accomplished. I can capture it for you easily for a vlog, and I'm actually doing a 2-week long reading vlog. Or no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm actually doing a 2-week long readathon. My friend Brittany from Brittany on Books and Kath from Solace Reads, is that her? What is her channel name? I'll link it down below. I'll link both of their channels down below. Go check them out. They're doing an Anne of Green Gables readathon. It's all inspired by them, and you can go ahead and join in because it's 2 week long. So if you haven't joined in by now, by the time that I posted this vlog, you could still join in because why not? And you don't even have to read Anne of Green Gables. The challenges are open for anything, and they have these really fun printouts for your reading journals and a bingo board, and I love bingo boards because you could color it in, and I love coloring things in, and I themed everything. I actually made things cute this month. I'm so proud of myself. I never do that. Who am I? So I low-key kind of have a TBR, but I keep switching it constantly, so I guess we could go through the TBR. But I'm currently reading 2 books that don't fit the challenges. I might be messing up everything, but I need to finish these books, and I started one of them today, so I'm just really freaking stupid, okay? Things freaking happen. Obviously, on the TBR is Anne of Green Gables. I've never read this book before. It's by L.M. Montgomery. I gotta give it a try. It's pretty short. I have this really cute edition of it from Barnes & Noble that I got a while ago. Brittany's been screaming at me to read this for a while. It's about this orphan going to live with a family on a farm, and I know there's this guy named Gilbert, and a lot of people ship Anne and Gilbert, and it's kind of a cute romance over them over a long time, because there's a whole series for Anne, and I don't know if I'm going to read the whole series or anything. I'm just going to read this book and see if I like it. The book that I'm currently reading right now is The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I think I'm really enjoying this. There's been quite a few lines that have really struck me. If the book keeps going well, I could really see this book being a favorite. So I really hope this book keeps going well. I could see the trilogy becoming something I really enjoy. I want to keep making progress on it, even though it doesn't fit any of the challenges for the readathon I'm doing. So this is the book that I'm probably gonna work on to get 100 pages in on today. But I did get 50 pages into an audiobook randomly today, around 50 pages, because I did some math, and my math might be wrong, but I tried my freaking best. It is Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is just a book I've heard a lot of people talk about, and it could possibly fit a challenge that's the Puffed Sleeves Challenge, read an anticipated release, or something you've been dying to read. I've been wanting to read it, so it could fit that challenge. I've been wanting to use that one for Get Alive Chloe Brown, because I've been wanting to read this, so it would ruin my moment for this book. We're just gonna see how my reading goes this week and next week, because I'm gonna do a reading vlog hopefully for next week too. It might ruin everything, I don't know, so I'm just gonna keep listening to this book because it's a really short audiobook pretty much. I think I'm liking it. It's about a romance between this outsider girl and this guy that's kind of low-key popular, and they kind of start dating in secret, but then it kind of seems like some time passes and then the tables turn, and then she seems to be the more well-liked one, and then he's the more shy guy. I guess we just see how the dynamic shifts, a romance, and I just thought it'd be a fun thing to read, so I'm listening to it currently, and I'm interested to see where it will go. There's been a line that I really freaking relate to, about when will my life freaking start, bitch. That was so freaking relatable, because I'm always
when is my life gonna get started? Okay, I'm just waiting for this starting to get fun. When is it happening? Because I don't freaking know. I couldn't tell you, okay?
But I guess I'm just gonna go through the rest of the challenges and talk about what I'm hoping to read for this week. We're just gonna cut to the rest of the days of the week, and I'm gonna try to read 100 pages a day, okay? So the first challenge is Prince Edward Island. Read a book set in Canada or written by a Canadian author. So I'm gonna try to read Anne of Green Gables. Challenge 2, Green Gables, reread a book that feels like home. I'm not really in the mood to reread anything, so I just chose something easy and quick, which would be Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. It's a graphic novel, so I could just reread this in one sitting. The third challenge is read a book featuring a strong friendship or a buddy read with your kindred spirit. I'm using Anne of Green Gables again because apparently there's strong friendships in here. Marilla's Raspberry Cordial. Read a book with red or pink on the cover. I could use either Heartstopper or freaking Get a Life Chloe Brown for this. And then Carrots. Read a book with orange on the cover. I forgot to grab this one. Bright We Burn by Kirsten White. I've been listening to this series on audio, and this is the final one in the And I Darken trilogy, so I want to listen to this one anyways, so hopefully I can do that and it's going to be a successful moment, I hope. And this also could have red or orange on the cover, or pink, or whatever. I don't know what we're talking about. Okay. Then Anne and Gilbert. Read a book with a slow burn romance. Brittany says, take a hint, Danny Brown can count as that by Talia Hibbert. This is the companion to Get a Life Chloe Brown, and I'm wanting to read the whole companion series. This could be an option, and I'm in the mood for some contemporary romance, so I'm rarely in that mood, so I would like to actually freaking read, you know? And then Puff Sleeves. Read an anticipated release or something you've been dying to read. So either Normal People or freaking Get a Life Chloe Brown. So we'll freaking see how this goes. We're gonna read 100 pages a day. Hey guys, I have been listening to more and more of Normal People today, and I love how I literally didn't plan to read this book at all, and I just found it last night at like 1 in the morning on Libby. I'm really enjoying this book. It's not like obsession level enjoyment yet, but I'm liking the dynamic that we're building with these characters so far, Connell and Marianne. And it's one of those adult novels that have like teenagers where they start off like senior year of high school and then we see them go to college as well, if I'm understanding correctly, because like there's a lot of sexual relations, as I will put it, if we're being PG on the Peyton Reads channel. Yeah, it's definitely an adult book. I just like the dynamic on how she was the outsider at the high school and how no one really talked to her and she had no friends. And like, this is something like, I don't know, I just don't really talk about it on the internet. Like, I'm not a person that really grew up with a lot of friends either. I've never really been that person with a lot of friends. So I can relate to things like this, and I feel like a lot of people out there can relate to something like this too. Both of these characters at some point are really fucking lonely, and I'm like, oh my god, the vibes that I feel all the time. Me. I relate to you. So Marianne in high school was the freaking lonely one that no one really talked to, and Connell was dating her at first. Try not to like spoil or whatever, but like the whole description of the book, they started to date and they didn't really tell the high school because he was kind of embarrassed of her because people weren't very nice to her. You know, this book takes place over some time, so then flash forward when they start attending college, the roles reversed and he's the shy one, he's the lonely one, he's not really good at making friends, and he always grew up with a group of friends, so now that he's in a new environment, he's in college, he doesn't really have friends and he doesn't really know how to make friends. And then Marianne has made a bunch of friends. Now it's different, and like, now she would be embarrassed to be around him, and like I just, it's a cool dynamic, and like just exploring the loneliness you feel in college. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I'm in college, like I'd be lonely on campus, like for real, like I relate to these feelings. So I think it's just like a lot of relatable lines, and like it's just cool so far. Nothing like absolutely amazing, but I definitely think there's something here that I am enjoying. I decided that I can figure this out for my TBR. So Get a Life Chloe Brown can work for a book with red on the cover instead of Heartstopper. I'll only use Heartstopper for a book that feels like home that you reread, and then Normal People will be the book that is for something that I'm dying to read. I'm pretty sure I've already read 100 pages so far today because I also did 50 pages of research on my mermaid novel that I am going to be writing soon. I am doing like mermaid lore research because I'm going to be writing an urban fantasy mermaid novel, and I'm really excited about it. And you know, I've written novels in the past, but they're always like terribly like outlined or not outlined at all and just never researched. And like I've learned my lesson that I need to like research if I need to research things. And like since it's fantasy and like mermaids, like I want to research mermaid lore and things like that, so I'm doing that. And then after I do that, I'm going to actually outline the book. So I'm putting in the work before I actually draft the book. I made myself read 50 pages of a mermaid lore book and take notes today. So I've definitely already read 100 pages today, but I still want to read some of the Bone Witch today. So I still got some time to do it. My head's starting to hurt though, and I got freaking chronic migraines, so I got some problems. But I've been doing a bit better today, so we'll see about that. I made muffins. Okay, it's recording. Hi, I'm Barbie. I can't do it. Bye. Hey guys, it's day 3. I never updated for day 2. I'm sorry. I had a really busy day, and you saw in the last clips I made muffins. My friend came over and we made some muffins, and then after that I got a really bad migraine, and I still have the migraine, but it's lessened up a little bit, so I am able to do this vlog clip right now. I have been laying down and just listening to Normal People, and as of now I have finished Normal People. Okay, day 1 I read 250 pages, and then day 2 I read like 60 pages. So okay, day 2 I didn't quite get to 100 pages, but since I read so much on day 1, I think I made up for it. I know there's technicalities here, but can we just get over it, okay? I'm currently on page 249 of The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I'm really enjoying this book so far. Got some tabs in here. I really need to finish this though, because it's not on my TBR for the Anne of Green Gables thing. Maybe I can figure out something to use for one of the challenges after I finish reading it. I finished Normal People a few seconds ago. I think I gave it a 4 stars, but when I was reading this, I was like, is this a 5 stars? Like, I freaking really was enjoying this. There was just so many moments where I deeply resonated with these characters, and we went through so many years of their lives where they were friends, lovers, you know, just complicated relationships between these characters. And you know, I just felt very connected with them. I related quite a lot to their feelings. There was just a lot of lines where I'm like, I've never seen these feelings that I've had written out before, and obviously I listened to it so I couldn't even see it, and that's one of the things that I am mad about, because I enjoyed the audiobook, but also I really want a physical copy of this book, because since I was doing the audiobook, there were some lines that I enjoyed so much that I want to go back and just look at it and tab it and highlight it and just simmer on it, because it was just so freaking good and impacted me. But no, like, the audiobook was like, we are going through this is continuing, and I'm like, okay, I get it, like, we are zooming through this book, but I want to take a moment and be like, whoa, that was a good ass line. I have it on my wish list, and I'm probably gonna buy it with some birthday money, you know, like, I want that freaking book, because this is gonna be a reread, and I'm thinking it might bump up to 5 stars eventually. I might make it a 4.5 star. Like, I literally think this might be a 5 star. The ending, I don't know if it was my favorite, but also the ending was something I relate to on a personal, deep level, and that's why it freaking makes me hate it, because it's something I hate in my own freaking life so freaking much, and it happened recently. So I'm like, oh my god, I hate this shit. I hate it so much, and I'm like, why did this happen? This shit was at me. This book was at me, and that's why I loved this so much, and I'm so glad I read it at the point that I did, because it's like college people, and like I'm in college and I'm about to be a junior in college, which is kind of crazy because Corona school, Zoom school kind of made it go by fast, and I feel like I have not had a normal college experience. Literally have made 0 friends in college. I only have my 1 friend from high school and my online friends. Love that for me. So I really need to like freaking finish Bone Witch. Really enjoying this. I'm liking the magical world that we are building in this, but frick, my head hurts. Really sad about that because I've started a new migraine medicine and it's been working, but today it's not cute. So hello. I feel like A from Pretty Little Liars, but lavender. A has been finally revealed, guys, on season 1, episode 1. Sorry to spoil you. Things have freaking happened. It's day 4. I cannot stick to a TBR for the life of me. And like, sorry I look like this. Like, this just kind of is just how I'm looking right now. Like, nothing's wrong with my hair. Like, I'm looking like this, and I was like, you know, like, whatever. This is what I'm doing. I'm reading this right now for some reason. I've been halfway through this, and I recently posted a video reacting to 1-star reviews of my favorite books. This was one of them, and then it made me really want to finish this reread that I had going since November of last year. I was on page 156, so I picked up on page 156 today at 7 a.m. because I randomly woke up at 7 a.m. and now it's 2 and I'm on page 252. So I've pretty much already read 100 pages for the day. I have been calculating, doing math, writing things down. So day 1, I read like 250 pages. Day 2, I read like 60 pages. Day 3, I read altogether 233 pages. And day 4, I've already read like 100 pages already. So, and I'm probably going to keep reading and possibly maybe read the entirety of this. I'm annotating it. I started annotating it last year when I started this, and I'm gonna keep going. Like, I'm having fun. It's a good freaking moment. Now this is getting hot because every time I freaking film, I sweat. But the amount of tabs, like, I love this book so much. Like, why do people not like this book? I have no freaking idea. Like, it gives me absolute serotonin and happiness and joy. Oh my god, I still freaking have a bit of a headache, and I think I'm eating Chili's tonight. Like, I think that's what I'm doing tonight. We're gonna see about that. I might be doing that. Last time I tried to go to Chili's, there was an hour wait, and I was upset. And like, I'm A from Pretty Little Liars, so you don't want to make me mad. I can freaking boom boom kill you. Like, I will freaking do something. I will whack you with this hairbrush, like, frick.
I'm scary.
I'll throw this book at you. Don't mess with me. I also have started an audiobook. Oh my god. The book that I read so much of yesterday was obviously Normal People. I read like 100 pages of that yesterday. But I also read like 45% of Verona Comics by Jennifer Duggan. You're probably wondering, what the heck did I read like 200 something pages of yesterday? Oh my god, I didn't even tell you. So this book is weird because you go on Goodreads and it has like pretty average ratings. A lot of people just give it like 3 stars or like, it's good, it's average. I'm starting it and I'm like, you know, it's just a random book that I picked up because it was on my library, and I'm like, okay, this sounds fun. It's like a comic book store, romance, 2 queer teens. Seems like a fun freaking time. The bi boy has social anxiety, and both of the teenagers have a perspective, and I'm realizing I really love romances where both of them have a perspective, so I can really get in both of their heads and connect with both of them. We get in the dude Ripley, or Ridley? Not Ripley. Freaking Ripley, believe it or not, book, whatever. Ridley, he has severe social anxiety, and every time he talks to a person, you just get in his anxious thoughts, and every little thing he says, like, you see every little thought that runs through his head that freaking spirals, and that happens to me. I have been diagnosed years ago with extreme social anxiety, so this shit happens to me too, and I've never seen a book like portray social anxiety anxiety to this extreme level, and I really appreciate it. And like, I don't know if mine is to this extreme of a level. I do have it pretty bad, but I feel like I've over time gotten better about it, but it's still pretty bad. I really appreciate seeing this freaking bad portrayal. Not bad, it's a good portrayal of a bad level anxiety, because I feel like just books, it's normally just like, oh, I'm anxious, I can't breathe for a second, and then they get over it and like things are okay. And I'm like, that's accurate, that's a thing that happens, but this, like the anxious thoughts that just completely overwhelm him and like take over every second of his life and every single conversation he has, is something I can fully relate to, and I've never seen it before. So I think this is just something really cool, and it's weird that I've never seen anyone talk about this before, because I feel like this is a for real good portrayal of social anxiety that I like. Why is no one talking about this? And maybe like the rest of the book will go downhill, but like I'm halfway through it right now and I'm really enjoying it, and there's a lot of other things about this book that is really cool, a lot of elements that I love. There's like a Comic-Con in the beginning, and there's an element to the book where the characters first met each other, but they couldn't see each other's faces because they were in costume. So they know each other on the line because they get each other's numbers, but then they meet each other separately in the second half of the book at the comic book stores that they work out and shit. They have two separate relationships online and in person, and they don't know that they are the same person, and I love books that do that. Everything about this book is really freaking good so far, and the characters are queer. The girl has gay moms, who one of them owns the comic book store, and she like, I think she writes comic books, so like literally everything about this is so freaking good so far. Things are going well. Like, what am I doing? I'm doing good. Freaking A from Pretty Little Liars, Lavender A, L.A., okay? I'm doing good. Bye. Hey everyone, it is going to be my final update of the vlog. It is just now midnight. It was the 22nd, so it's been an entire week. It was day 7 of the reading vlog. I just finished reading my 100 pages of the day. I did it through 2 different books. I have a bunch to update you on, though. I finished 2 different books. Oh my gosh. I finished my reread of Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I absolutely loved it. I finished it all in one day. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. reading this because I just can't help myself. Like, I literally just enjoyed myself so much. I highlighted things and wrote it with a pen, trying to find a freaking example. History, huh? Like, literally so cute. I just love this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Don't understand why it doesn't. Don't understand why everyone doesn't love this freaking book. Like, I love it so much. It's an absolute favorite of all time. Like, I just have so much pure happiness when I read this one, and I don't have anything else to say about it. I have a whole reading vlog of me reading this book for the first time ever, and I have it linked down below if you want to watch that. So yeah, go watch that. I did go to Chili's the other day, if you want an update on that. Okay, after that I went to go book shopping. I went book shopping with Brett, my boyfriend, and Zach, my friend Zach, so that was fun. He is Zach from Zach's Books. Go subscribe to him. Here's a picture of me and him. We went book shopping, and I got Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley and A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. He works at Barnes & Noble, so he gave me his 40% discount, and I finally got these 2 books. They're both queer fantasy books, and I've been wanting them forever. They've been out for like a few months, and neither one of them have gotten any cheaper on Amazon. I really wanted them to get cheaper, and they haven't. So I got them for 25 bucks altogether, and absolutely legendary. Thank you, Zach, for helping me out with that. I had a lot of fun, so I'm so happy about that. I wanted to give y'all an update on my bingo board because this vlog is about to end. Obviously, this is just week 1 of the readathon. We are doing well. We have the free space, and then we have carrots, puff sleeves, and Green Gables. So we're doing well. We have 4 places done, and we have 5 more to go. I think we can do it. We have 3 things written out. We have 4 more things that we need to fill up. We are going to do it, so watch my next vlog for next week. We are going to try our freaking best to fill up everything else, okay? Okay, sir. Shit, did I tell you that I finished Verona Comics? I ended up giving this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I didn't absolutely love the ending, but I do really appreciate the social anxiety representation in here. I will say trigger warnings for suicidal thoughts in this book for sure, but I really enjoyed the romance. Not the most amazing book of all time, but I do think this is definitely one to check out, and I think it's definitely a really good anxiety rep book and a cute, fun romance. Not the most amazing thing of all time, but definitely something you should check out if you want a cute romance book with some queer characters and anxiety. Some mental health rep in here. An audiobook I picked up today during a migraine I was having. A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. This one is just about a girl that lives in I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Goodreads. I'm only a few chapters in. I read 60 pages of this one. It's summer and she lives in Miami. She works at this tea shop. She's a baker. She's a big baker, and then randomly her family makes her spend her summer in England. She really doesn't want to, and there's some guy there. There's a grumpy cook that she has to deal with, and there's some guy named Orion. I have not gotten very far in, so I don't know much about it, but I'm only 60 pages in. I enjoyed it so far. A lot of baking, and I'm enjoying the food part, and that's pretty much it so far. It was a good thing for me to put on today while my brain was killing me, and my head's doing better right now, so it's okay. And then I read 40 more pages of The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I just kept reading more and more of this week. Still haven't finished it, but I'm definitely going to be finishing it next week. Probably finishing it tomorrow. I have 100 pages left of it. Exactly. I am enjoying this book. There's so many good quotes. I have a bunch of tabs here. This writer has very beautiful writing. I'm definitely here for her writing style. I really think this is going to be a 4-star, and I've realized I have not once told y'all about the plot of this. It is a high fantasy YA book, and it's pretty much all about these Asha people. They're magical beings, and there's different kinds. There is elemental magic people. This girl, our main character, she is a bone witch. It's pretty much necromancy. She raises her brother from the dead. It's literally the line, and that's what really drew me into this book series. It says, "Let me be clear, I never intended to raise my brother from his grave." This is what is making me happy right now, because I think I can use this for a challenge for this readathon now. Because the challenge for friendship, well, her and her brother are having a cute freaking friendship in this book. She rose him from the dead, and they're having a nice little friendship moment. These little magical people, they're not just magical, they also do a lot of the arts, they do a lot of dancing, they do a lot of singing, they learn a lot of musical fucking things. There's also 2 different timelines. We're seeing the main character, her name is T. We're seeing her in the future. In between each chapter, we're seeing a small snippet of her talking to some person, and then she's badass as frick, and she's doing some shit. And then we go to her in the past as she's becoming and training to be this bone witch, this necromancy person. So we know she becomes this really badass bone witch, because we see her in the future in between each chapter. So I'm really curious to read this whole trilogy, because we see how cool she becomes in between each chapter, and I really am curious to see where this whole trilogy goes. So I definitely want to read the whole trilogy, because this is probably going to be a 4-star, but the writing is so beautiful and there's so many good lines. Let me give you an example of a line, because holy shit, there's some good shit here. "Everyone is a puzzle made of interlocking tiles you must piece together to form a picture of their souls, but to successfully build them, you must have an idea of their strengths, as well as their weaknesses. We all have them, even me." She is a great writer. She has some banging lines sometimes. And I'm whoa, you're really beautiful, okay? But I gotta go. I've been reading 100 pages every freaking day for a week, other than freaking Tuesday, because my migraine freaking hated me that day. And I don't think that's my fault. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like it, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which are linked down below. And go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should already clicked. And goodbye.